an undefeated mixed martial artist, holding a perfect professional record. 11 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall, weighing in at 170 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, by way of Dublin, Ireland, the future, Ian Machado Gary! Alhambra, California, Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez! And the action begins. Our referee in charge, Dan Berglund.
Rodriguez, at the very least, trying to preserve his ranking. Ian Machado Gary trying to make his way into the top 15.
You ready, sir? Let's go, gentlemen. Fight.
This fight clock is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Rodriguez out of the southpaw stance in black. Machado Gary out of the orthodox stances in white. Early body kick from Gary, who later this year plans to go to New Zealand to train with Israel Adesanya.
Feels like he can take a lot from that camp. Gary said that he wants to be nomadic in the sense that he wants to learn from everyone. He recognizes how good his team is, but there is always room to improve.
He's actually going to Brazil May 21st to sort of dive into the jiu-jitsu world as only they do it.
And this idea that D-Rod is in over his head, to me, is crazy. This guy's 17-3. He has fought some of the best fighters in the world, and he has done well. And this guy is just a fighter. He loves everything about his upbringing, about who he is as a fighter and as a man. This fight right here is going to test Ian Gary in ways that he hasn't been tested before.
Ian Gary just landed, sorry about that, buddy. Ian Gary just landed a nasty jab, and we've seen Rodriguez trying to get inside. See, he's working his way inside, and we're seeing Ian Gary pull him into the big shots. That's a lot of times what happens, either to southpaws usually do it to conventionals, but we're seeing it the other way around with the taller fighter.
Yeah, and that's another thing that Gary has. He's a very tall guy for the weight class. His size will cause a lot of problems for people, especially being that he's so crisp with his strikes.
He keeps a line in between him that it's hard for you to cross because he makes you pay when you do. And if you get too close, then he clinches you, so you can't really land the big shots. He clinches right at the right time and then keeps the line drawn of his range with his kicks in his hands.
A lot of bravado with Ian Gary, but he's as self-aware as any 25-year-old professional athlete I've met. Just over 3 minutes to go. Gary center of the octagon.
D-Rod needs to move his head off the center line as he tries to enter. And those big looping shots will not get to Ian Gary. He's got to tighten everything up a little bit.
That's the back kick Gary was talking about. Now look how he threw it to the body to shut down that left hand of Rodriguez. That's what he's looking for. He doesn't even need to throw that body kick to land it. He needs it to shut down the left hand of Rodriguez. That's his biggest weapon. See how he ducked underneath that, came back with a hook. Very slick from Gary there. What we're seeing missing from Rodriguez is the fakes. Fakes and feints to work into that range.
Rodriguez had a fight with Gunnar Nelson go away earlier this year. Head kick from Gary. D-Rod goes down. Oh, Rodriguez is hurt.
He's hurt bad.
That head kick landed right on the money.
This has got to be it. D-Rod covers up. Ian Machado Gary, 12-0. How about the Irishman? Ian Machado Gary coming to the rankings next week. Superstardom could very well await.
Exactly what he needed to do. Make a statement to burst into the top 15. Tremendous by Ian Gary.
All right, now look at tonight's freaky fast finish brought to you by Jimmy John's.
Beautiful head kick right here lands for Gary. Hey, as Dom said, man, southpaw conventional opens up a lot of those kicks. Lands the high kick, jumps on D-Rod. Look, man, Daniel Rodriguez has been in the UFC for a while now, and he's never been done like this. We have never seen him get wiped out in this way. Ian Gary is a good fighter.
Daniel Rodriguez had never been knocked out in 20 pro fights coming in. Neil Magny got him by submission last November, but Ian Machado Gary emerging out of this one with about as many style points as you could produce, Dom, and just very interesting to think about his projection at 170 pounds. We will talk to the winner, Ian Machado Gary, after this, as Fight Night continues live.